Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are, whether you're connecting live or whether you're listening to us in a recording. Welcome to our August AMA. It's the last Friday of the month and for the quarter. So welcome, and we have Michael and Emma with us.
Hi, everyone.
So yeah, we have a number of items that we would like to cover today, and hopefully you'll find this AMA interesting. We have a lot of questions to unpack. I think this time, for this AMA, we have more than usual number of questions that came in, which is great, and we'd love to cover them during this AMA.
Awesome. Thanks, Kennedy. So what we'll do is I'll just take you through a little run through what we plan on covering today. So as always, we'll run you through what we've achieved over the last quarter. We'll lead into some project developments that we've been working on and that are coming into this quarter as well as some community questions that we'll answer that have come in on some of the socials across Telegram and through our email channels as well, and more. So leading straight into it, what I'll do is I'll just take you through the initial part of our quarterly update, and then I'll hand over to Michael. But I think important for us to give you an understanding as to how everything is tracking within the app and how our performance and engagement is running from the last quarter. So as you can see, we're experiencing some really strong quarter-on-quarter growth in both engagement and platform activity as well, which is great. So our sales uploads have increased by over 56% there. So a nice 14.5 mil in value for this quarter, while our product reviews have also grown by approximately 50.7% there to almost 57,000 as well. So that surge in activity aligns quite nicely to the growth in our actual registered retailers as well, which has grown by 74.2% growth. So that demonstrates the increasing trust and adoption of both the platform by both our members and our brands as well. What I'll do now is I'll pass you across to Michael, who'll give you a bit of an overview of what we've been doing more in the event space.
Thanks, Emma. As we've mentioned in recent AMAs, we really want to strengthen and grow our partnership with key FMCG organisations, really to build Shping for brands and the benefits of what we are for them as a marketing channel. So a great way for us to directly reach and engage really small to large brands. One of our key partners is the AFGC, or the Australian Food and Grocery Council. Now, they're the peak industry association for really any brand who's sold in Australian grocery and retail, also hardware and pharmacy and the like. So all the brands are members of the AFGC. Recently here in Melbourne, we had the opportunity to not only attend their annual sales and marketing summit, we also had the chance to present to over 100 delegates from a broad range of brands who attended the one-day summit, as I said, here in Melbourne. We focused the presentation, really to help brands understand how to convert, but also build loyalty with their shoppers in what is currently a very heavily competitive market, particularly by the growth of their competitors, but also retailer-owned private label brands. We demonstrated how Shping helps brands not only convert category shoppers, but also retain them through their brand-owned loyalty program through Shping Loyalty Hub. Where we had a really great response from the AFGC. They've already started further conversations of requesting future event partnerships, which we'll cover off in a few slides' time. But also had some really good engagement and also follow-ups from brands really wanting to learn more about Shping. So a great channel for us to do with the AFGC from the last quarter, and I think it's really opened the door to further partnerships into the future. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, I had the privilege of attending it as well, and it was great to not only get the messaging of what Shping is across, but for the Shping brand presence to be there in front of some of the biggest players in the industry and in FMCG was great as well. And Michael presented brilliantly. So we'll move along now to some project developments that we've been working on over the course of the last quarter, and I'll hand over to Kennedy to share some exciting updates with you.
Yes, we are glad to share with the community that we are going to be listed on Maxi exchange. I think the trading starts at midnight Australian time. I think it's 14 UTC, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, with that listing, the token is going to be accessible to greater community in around the world, and we are glad to be added to the list of tokens and assets listed on that exchange. With the launch of 3.0, we have put a lot of emphasis on the education of our app audience on the DeFi blockchain cryptocurrency. Most of our users today, and I would say it's probably more than 90%, don't realize that Shping coin is actually a crypto asset. So for them, it's a reward that they earn for participations in different activities such as a receipt upload or engagement with the brands, and that they can easily redeem those rewards as cash. And while this is a great and very easy to use utility of redemption, we also want to educate that there is a lot more that they can do with the Shping coin, that it's not just a cash convertible token, that it's a cryptocurrency that is trading on a number of different exchanges, that they could convert it to Bitcoins, Ethereum. They with different cryptocurrencies, they can do staking. And there is a lot that DeFi got to offer. So we have implemented on the timeline a widget. I'm not sure if it can be seen here on the right top side, where we actually display a live graph of the coin price, as well as we explain that all of the conversions, when they redeem their coins, that it's done by our partner Coinbase. And this is the party who's actually converting and determines the price based on the trading activity. And when they click on the widget, we take them to, and this is going to be launched, I think, in about a week's time. So those who are watching this AMA from Australia, you'll be able to tap into this widget in about a week's time and see the educational section of our app, where first we introduce what Shping coin is, because as I mentioned, not many people realize that they already own cryptocurrency. So we have close to 300,000 members who's already have crypto, but without realizing it. So we explained what the Shping coin is. We also explained the benefits of having rewards in Shping coin rather than getting gift cards or any other forms of loyalty tokens. Then we have a section on blockchain and the cryptocurrency. So we're trying to explain it in a very easy to understand terms to introduce a general retail consumer to the technology and to how it works. So basically what blockchain is, what's the cryptocurrencies, that a lot of different cryptocurrencies or other applications that are running on the blockchain. We're also addressing the often asked question, why is the value of my rewards fluctuating? So while they may have 100 coins in their balance, the number of 100 will not change, but the value of those coins could fluctuate. So we explain what determines the price of the coin, and why sometimes the price going up and sometimes it's going down. So this is also explained here. And last but not least, we are enabling them to learn how to set up the crypto wallet, how to set up a Coinbase app with the wallet, and how to link that app to Shping application to enable easy redemption of their coins straight into the Coinbase wallet. And we will be running a promo together with Coinbase, where those who will set up the Coinbase wallet through this promotion will get $20 in Bitcoin once they set up an account, and I think they need to do one trade. So basically they can redeem their Shping coins, or maybe they'll need to do some other trades. We're not, we don't have the full terms yet. We're getting them in the next couple of days, but it will enable our app users to enter this new world of future finance and get a free bonus on the sign up. Yep, we will take you through what's planned for the upcoming quarter. And while we'll read out a few items that's already on the roadmap, because we operate as a very agile and quick to react team, there are definitely going to be new items that are going to be added to the list as we go through this upcoming quarter. But just a few highlights on what we are aiming to achieve in the upcoming quarter. So we have AusCryptoCon in November in Sydney. So it's a second event that we are attending. And so any of you guys in Sydney, please come and say hi. We're going to have our pod similar to what we had last year. We're also planning to do a joint webinar with AFGC. As Michael had mentioned, we had a very good response from the event we did with AFGC. And AFGC is a very important partner for us because essentially it's associations of FMCG brands in Australia. So this webinar is going to be a great way for us to get in front of many brands that we would like to bring on board to Shping. And so hopefully with this webinar, we can get more signups, more brands onto the platform. As I mentioned, we're going to do campaign with Coinbase to allow people to enter this space and get a sign-up bonus. Also, we're planning to do integration with GS1 Trusted Data from New Zealand, so to have to prepare us for the New Zealand launch. With the AI, so we're doing a lot of AI integrations, implementations, and testing and trialing. So a lot of the validation already done by AI. And AI is a great technology. I'm sure many of you who is using AI really enjoy and see the benefit of the platform, and so do we. In saying that, AI is has a lot of it's an early stage in the development, and I'm not sure if many of you have came across of the term hallucinations. So sometimes AI hallucinating. So unlike a typical software script that you develop, which will always give you the same output when you send the same input, with AI, it's not necessarily the case. The AI sometimes have a mind of its own, and it can reinterpret the same inputs differently from time to time. So we're actually building our own model using OpenAI, and we're training our own model to make sure that it's better corresponds to our needs. So a lot of work is done in that space for us. And with that, we're already seeing great enhancements and the ability to process larger volume of reviews, receipts, and any other activity that comes from our community. Also, for we're doing brand dashboards. So our partner brands who's activating and managing their campaigns, we are the same as we launched 3.0 for our app users. We're doing similar upgrade to the B2B interface, to our brands interface, for them to be able to better manage their campaigns, better understand the analytics, and just get more out of the platform. Number of other features that are on the roadmap. So we working on launching a Gmail integration widget. So what this would do is you'll be able to link your email account with Shping app, which means that whenever you get an invoice that comes to you by email, it will automatically be uploaded into your Shping profile within the app, and earn you rewards on that receipt. So it will streamline this process, will make it a lot easier. We haven't done the case studies, but we believe that it will increase your earnings by about 20 to 30%, because there are a lot of receipts that we get nowadays by email, and often we don't even realize that they're there, or don't think to upload to claim your rewards. So that will make this process a lot easier. We've mentioned during the last AMA that we are working on the game, Unlock a Vault game. So we also hope to launch it this quarter. Those of you who is using the app in Australia, you probably noticed that we now have a communication center, or like a small bell, or on the right top corner, where you can see all of your notifications. So we remove them from the timeline. So we're actually adding some filters where you'll be able to filter by specific type of notification. We'll make it easier, because that way you do get quite a few notifications, which we have to provide you, so you know what events took place. But this filtering will make it a lot easier to see and go through the notification. I think I missed this one, the expanded review reactions. So currently you can give thumbs up, thumbs down on the reviews that you see from other people. We're expanding that to allow you to have more reactions, and to share your emotions in regards to reviews that you'll see from time to time. Also, we streamlining the receipt uploads. So a lot of work goes into this area to make receipt upload as seamless and as quick as possible.
Awesome. So that ends our review of what's happened and what's coming for the last quarter and into this quarter, which leads us nicely into our Q&A section. As Gennady mentioned, we did have quite a strong number of reviews come in, some which had common themes. So what I've done is I've condensed similar themes into the one question. And so I'll kick off with the first one. So Shping currently relies on paper receipts for data capture. With the global shift towards digital and paperless receipts, how is Shping preparing for this change? Are you exploring POS integration or other solutions to future-proof the platform? Gennady, I'll hand that over to you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great question. So definitely we realized that we're moving towards digital economy, where receipts probably in the future going to be less and less in the paper form. And we already support a digital receipt upload. So if you have a digital receipt, you can upload it in digital form to Shping app. We're also implementing email integration for that specific purpose. So definitely we realize that a digital receipt's going to potentially in the future will become the majority of them. Currently, it's still the minority of the receipts being uploaded. We looked at the point of sale integrations at one point. We think it's probably going to be more complex to integrate with over close to 1,000 different vendors that produce a point of sale system. But you probably noticed that a lot of the point of sale system now allows you to select an option to get your receipt by email instead of printing it out. So we believe that this is going to be a best option for our app users to just get the receipt converted to email, and then our widget will pick it up, so they don't really need to think of getting this receipt uploaded. So the idea is to get to the point where you, as a consumer, will automate most of your receipt uploads so that you don't have to manually upload them into the Shping app.
Awesome. Thanks, Kennedy. On to the next question. As a consumer, I'd love to see Shping add features like product recall alerts and global product traceability. Is the team considering enhancements that would notify users of recalls and show full product journey details for safer, more ethical shopping?
Great question. And yes, so I think at one point, and even in our white paper, we talk about the product recall alerts within the app. For that to happen, and we actually at one point did the product recall alerts, we need to make sure that the parties publishing product recalls, that they submit the GTN product, the product barcode number, global trade item number, to for us to be able to link product recall with the right product. Unfortunately, at this stage, the existing systems in Australia, they don't require publisher of the product recall to supply GTN as part of the submission, but this is going to be changed, as we were told, and we're waiting for this change, because doing it manually, while we can probably search for the right GTN, we cannot be guaranteed that we're always going to find the right barcode, and we don't want to create an expectation that our clients will always be notified about the product recall, because then if we are unable to publish a particular product recall because we are lacking that barcode number, we could set wrong expectations. So we decided to wait on the product recall. Once GTN will become a mandatory field for any product recall submission, it's going to be a very simple integration for us to plug it in. We actually have everything that's required for that, and we really think it's going to be a great feature. So yes, it's a great question. Thanks for that. And I think the other part of the question was track and trace. And those who've been following our project from early stages and read our white paper knows that track and trace are already part of our platform. The only thing that we can only provide track and trace information on the brands who've implemented traceability in their operation. And at this stage, there are some brands who already have done that, but mainly for the exports of their goods to international markets. So once this will become prevalent in Australia and more brands will implement track and trace, we will be able to provide this information at the barcode scan. When you're scanning a product barcode, you'll be able to get traceability information on product origin and other relevant information.
Awesome. On to the next question. Right now, Shping rewards are tied to purchases in Australia. Would it be possible to make rewards global so that loyal customers could earn when buying the same brands overseas while traveling? Is Shping considering a move towards worldwide engagement instead of country-specific rollouts? Kennedy, I'll pass that one back over to you.
Yeah, it's also a great question. So to answer this question, I think it's important to understand how the tokenomics of those rewards works. So when you're engaging with a brand, for example, you write a product review on the Sunny Queens Farms, the company in Australia is actually paying you rewards for your engagement, or for writing reviews, or for watching a video, or uploading a receipt. And because global international brands, while it's the same company, they work, so each country has its own company that looks after its distribution. They have their own marketing budget. So let's say Pepsi in Australia, their budget is only covering the activity in Australia, where Pepsi in US, they would have their own budget for the marketing. So currently we're only working with the Australian brands, and that's why rewards are only limited to the Australian geographics. However, once we expand to, let's say, UK, New Zealand, should we work with the same brands, which I think we probably will, it means that we'll be able to dynamically pull the rewards from the relevant party for your engagement with their brand. So while you're going to be engaging with a different company, you would still believe that you're engaging with the same brand. But so it's all going to happen once we roll out. At this stage, it will still need to be limited to brands operating and distributing products in Australia, because this is the parties that we are partnered with.
Nice. The next one, any update on Oz CryptoCon tickets? I heard there might be some freebies and I'd love to grab one and catch up with the Shping team again this year.
We have actually sent a question because, yes, we did get some free tickets last year, and so we're actually waiting for some for response. I know we're definitely going to have a 10% discount that we can pass on, like we have our promo code. But if we're going to get any free tickets, rest assured that we'll do a shout in the group, and we'll be able to pass them on to you.
On to the next question. After the version 3 launch, some members noticed back-end issues like long receipt processing times and incorrect rewards. Can you explain what happened and how these problems are being addressed?
Yes, so the delay in the receipt processing, it wasn't really linked to 3.0. I think it just has happened around that time. So it's our... With the rapid growth that we experienced actually in the last sort of 3 to 6 months, it's created a number of bottlenecks in the receipt processing, and we didn't want to implement any major changes on the back end just before the launch of 3.0. That's why we've left it to after 3.0 was launched. And it's we know that receipt there was a very long delays on the receipts being processed, only because those bottlenecks that we had and the volume of the receipt increasing that much. They've all been addressed. We now have adjusted the platform to cater for that many for that activity. And receipt processing is extremely fast now. I think it's faster than it's been in probably the last 6 months or so. So if you're still experiencing any problems, please let us know. But I think now it's in a very good space, and we constantly monitor the speed of processing, and it's been seamless.
Yeah, and for any Australian app members who are listening in today, please feel free to, under the profile section of your app, you can reach out to live chat support, where we'll endeavour to come back to you with any queries you pose there as quickly as possible as well, to get any resolution on any count-specific questions that you might have. Then on to the second last question that's come in. How can we submit feature requests or improvement ideas for the app? I'd rather not make noise for support. So is there any other way?
I think email, info@shping.com would be the best way. We read every email that comes in. Every suggestion is being considered. So we would be more than happy to hear your thoughts. Keep them coming.
Awesome. And then the final question that we have for today. Since the announcement of moving into the UK, what advances have you made in doing so? Very eager to start using this app.
Great question. So our first market is going to be New Zealand, followed by UK. So I would say that our timeline has shifted a little bit, only because of the launch of 3.0, because as we mentioned before, we need to make sure that the model is at this comfort state where we know that we have ironed out any potential issues before we move to the international market. So we've been working on the launch of 3.0, which has unfortunately have moved in our release date has shifted a little. Now that it's launched, we can go back and start focusing on the other areas, and one of them, obviously, the international expansion. Rest assured, it's definitely on our roadmap. Shping is a global platform, and we will work on the project until we see that it's become a global platform. We want to make it accessible to anyone around the world. So it's definitely coming. And I believe that once we start rolling out those international markets, it will go much faster. Obviously, Australia is our proof of concept area where we are assessing a lot of the assumption, testing a lot of assumptions that we've started with. But once it's all been done, the rollouts to new regions will go much, much faster. So please stay with us. We hope that you'll be able to enjoy the app regardless of where you are around the world. So stay with us.
Perfect. That concludes today's Q&A.
Thanks everyone again for joining. Please follow us across different channels. Obviously X, former Twitter. Follow us on YouTube, Telegram. Please join our Telegram community. Follow us on LinkedIn. And while our TikTok and we're not as active there at this stage, but please follow TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, as there will be content published there, and which you'll hopefully find interesting.
Awesome.
Thanks everyone. Have an amazing weekend ahead, and we'll speak again in 3 months.